Welcome back to the deep dive. We know you want to cut through the noise, get informed fast on, complex health stuff.
Exactly.
So today, we're diving into how you can make some really quick, impactful changes to your body's chemistry. We're talking cholesterol, blood sugar, fat levels, the big ones.
And we're pulling the best insights from the sources you've shared, focusing on speed and impact.
Right. Now, before we get into the how-to, let's just take a second with cholesterol itself, because the sources are clear. It's not the villain it's sometimes made out to be.
Not at all. It's actually vital. Think about it. Cell membranes, brain cells need it, hormones, even digesting fats via bile acids, the immune system too.
So it's crucial stuff. The problem arises, obviously, when the levels get out of whack.
Precisely. Too high or the wrong balance.
So our mission here is to pull out the most, let's say, surprising things you can do now, the immediate actions. And there's this one main thing the sources highlight that promises, tremendous shifts, plus other key strategies, of course.
Ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so what's really striking is how fast your body can respond. The first thing the sources really hammer home for immediate impact, getting rid of refined and processed sugars, like absolutely essential.
We're talking the obvious stuff like sodas and candy, but also those hidden sugars, right? In processed foods, baked goods.
Exactly, they're everywhere. And the reason it's so fast,
Yeah, how does sugar kick off that chain reaction so quickly?
well, it's pretty direct. Too much sugar makes your insulin spike way up. And insulin is basically the body's main signal to store fat.
Oh, okay.
So if you're not burning that sugar off right away for energy, your liver gets busy. It converts the excess straight into triglycerides. That's a type of fat.
And that conversion is quick.
Very quick, very efficient, which means you can see those fat storage markers like triglycerides go up surprisingly fast.
Wow. And high triglycerides, we know that's a big warning sign.
Yeah.
Often linked with metabolic syndrome, heart disease risk. So, okay, sugar's out first. What about fats in the diet? The sources cover that too, right?
They do. And what's interesting here is the nuance. It's less about no fat and more about actively replacing certain kinds.
Replacing, not just cutting back.
Exactly. The sources suggest that while the sugar effect is super fast, you can also recalibrate your fat metabolism almost immediately. By ditching trans fats, those are particularly bad, and cutting back on excessive saturated fats.
And replacing them with
With the good guys, unsaturated fats, think nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil, fatty fish like salmon. The sources really push this replacement strategy. It seems to have a much quicker and more profound effect than just, general fat reduction.
Interesting. So be strategic about the type of fat. Okay, beyond diet, what about lifestyle? Anything else for a quick nudge?
Oh, definitely. Physical activity, it's not just about burning calories, though that helps. Exercise has a direct impact on your cholesterol types.
How so?
Regular movement actually helps raise your HDL levels. That's the good cholesterol. And these HDLs, think of them like a cleanup crew. They circulate, they find the dangerous LDLs, the stuff that builds plaque, latch onto them, and haul them back to the liver to be processed and removed.
So exercise literally helps, clean house in your arteries.
Pretty much. And that action helps lower your overall LDL and your triglycerides, too. It's quite an elegant system when you think about it.
It really is. Okay, so exercise is key. And the sources also mention the usual suspects like keeping a healthy weight, good for overall metabolism, and obviously avoiding smoking, limiting alcohol. Those support cardiovascular health across the board.
Standard, but still crucial pieces of the puzzle.
But we tease this one main thing. The strategy our sources say is the real game changer. What is it?
Right, the big one. The sources are really emphatic about this, adding soluble fiber to your diet.
Soluble fiber. Okay, what kind of foods are we talking about?
It's actually a pretty broad list, which is good news. Oats. Oat brands are famous for beta-glucans. Then you have legumes, so beans, lentils, peas, lots of fruits. Apples, oranges, pears, berries, even avocados have some.
Vegetables too.
Many vegetables, yeah. And nuts and seeds are great sources, especially things like flax seeds, chia seeds, psyllium husks.
Those sources give this great visual. Put a tablespoon of chia seeds in water and watch them swell up, like 12 times their size.
Exact. That's that soluble fiber gelling up.
So what is actually happening inside our bodies when we eat this stuff? Why is it so powerful?
Okay, this mechanism is fascinating. When you eat soluble fiber, it dissolves in the water in your small intestine, and it forms this thick, gel-like substance.
Like the chia seeds.
Just like that. And this gel does something amazing. It physically traps cholesterol and bile acids right there in your gut.
Bile acids.
Choose
Remind
your
me
path.
why trapping them is important. I know they involve cholesterol somehow.
Right. So bile acids are made by your liver, partly from cholesterol. They get squirted into your small intestine to help you digest fats. Normally, your body's super efficient. It reabsorbs most of those bile acids further down and sends them back to the liver to be used again.
Recycling them.
Exactly. But this soluble fiber gel gets in the way. It binds onto the bile acids and the cholesterol floating around, preventing them from being reabsorbed.
So they can't get recycled?
Nope. Instead, they get carried along through your digestive tract and, well, they exit your body with everything else.
So you're literally flushing out cholesterol-containing bile acids. What does that do to your overall cholesterol levels then?
It creates a demand. Your liver realizes, hey, I need more bile acids to digest the next meal. And to make new bile acids, it needs cholesterol. Where does it get it?
From the bloodstream.
Precisely.
Right.
It starts pulling LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, directly out of your blood circulation to use as raw material. It's a really neat way to force your body to lower its own LDL levels.
That's incredibly clever. Wow. Okay, so that's the cholesterol angle.
Yeah.
But the sources mention another major benefit, something about gut microbes. Soluble fiber as a prebiotic.
Yes. This is huge too. Soluble fiber isn't just trapping stuff. It's also food for your good gut bacteria.
Okay.
When these beneficial microbes munch on the soluble fiber, they ferment it and produce something called short-chain fatty acids right there in your gut.
Short-chain fatty acids.
Yeah.
Why are they important?
They're incredibly beneficial. One of their main jobs is reducing inflammation throughout your body, systemic inflammation. And the sources really stress this inflammation is a major, often silent driver of cardiovascular problems.
So it's lowering cholesterol and fighting inflammation with the same food.
Exactly. It's a double whammy. The benefits just keep stacking up.
And there's even more, isn't there? Like feeling full.
Right. That gel-like substance slows down how quickly food moves through your stomach and intestines, so you feel fuller for longer. That's obviously great for managing appetite and weight.
And it affects blood sugar too.
It does. By slowing digestion, it also slows down how quickly sugar from your meal gets absorbed into your bloodstream. No rapid sugar rush, no huge insulin spike.
Which means glucose enters your cells more gradually.
Exactly. You avoid that energy crash after eating. And crucially, you keep insulin levels more stable. High insulin, remember, tells your body to store fat. So less insulin spiking means less fat storage. It's all connected.
It really is. A whole cascade of benefits from, well, eating more oats and beans. It's kind of amazing.
It underscores how these seemingly simple changes, especially consistently getting enough soluble fiber, trigger so many positive things across different systems. It's not just one effect.
Okay, so let's pull it all together for everyone listening. What are the core actionable takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, the one main thing is definitely boosting that soluble fiber intake. Find ways to get more oats, legumes, fruits, veggies, nuts, and seeds in.
And alongside that,
Cut out the refined sugars and heavily processed foods. Be strategic with fats. Replace the excessive saturated and all trans fats with unsaturated ones. Stay physically active. Manage your weight. Don't smoke. Limit alcohol.
it sounds like a checklist, but understanding the why behind each one, like we've discussed, makes it feel different, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Which leads to that final thought. What does truly understanding how these changes work? I mean, really picturing that soluble fiber-trapping bile acids forcing your liver to pull cholesterol from your blood. How does that deeper knowledge change your approach? Does knowing the mechanism empower you differently than just knowing the rule? Does appreciating that intricate dance inside your own body change how you think about your next meal or your daily walk? Something to think about.